Well, we're still having a lovely time in the National League. We're still in the playoff places. We're pretty much cemented in there now. If we fail to get into the playoffs at the end of the season, it will be because we've had an almighty collapse. But today, the first thing we're going to be focusing on is the FA Trophy. How we doing, everybody, and welcome to part 10 of this Mycareer save here on Football Manager 2023 with our first club, Dartford. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we're going to be going against Chelmsford City in the FA Trophy and then against Chesterfield in the National League. And if you are excited to see how we do in those two games, then please do leave a like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely Football Manager content from this face right here. Since you were last with us, we've been very good. Let's just cut to the chase. We have been very good. I feel like I'd open a lot of videos with that, but we genuinely have. We've not been perfect. We have lost games. We have drawn games, but win many games we have done. So since the game against Barnsley and the game against York, we've only lost the one game, actually. It was very recently a 4-1 drubbing against Notts County, which wasn't helped by just... I don't even know. It was a ridiculous game. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I mean, the game after that against Southend, even more ridiculous. 2 red cards. One of them from the hat-trick hero, Gabriel Overton, who has been sensational for us recently, as has Big Joe. He's been really good as well. But 2 red cards, obviously not ideal, especially considering we're coming into this game against Chelmsford, hoping to get through past the 5th round. But that is the form. It's been very good, and that's leaving the table looking like this. As I mentioned, 3rd place. 18 wins, 9 draws, 4 losses. If we didn't draw as much, we could be top of the table. But alas, we're not. It still blows my mind we're doing as well as we are. I would expect in the last few games, we're going to drop down into this area somewhere. But we're 13 points, more than that actually. 18 points out, like, from being outside of the playoff places. I think we're doing pretty well. And George Dowling is officially the best player in the league. I mean, he has been absolutely superb for us. I do kind of want us to either get promoted this season or get enough money to justify turning professional, because I want to put some proper training into this guy, because he has been great for us this season. 7 goals, 18 assists, only the 2 Player of the Match awards, but he has been sensational. It has to be said. He's been really good. I'm so glad we tried him as an advanced playmaker, because if not, I think we would have given up on him. We have made a couple of transfers as well. I've had a transfer go out as well. We did have a transfer go out in the form of Chris Smith. He's gone to Kidderminster Harriers. He's gone because we did bring in another defender on loan, and that defender eventually was Harry Williams from Stevenage. 21-year-old central defender. Only played a couple of times for us, but he's actually been really good in all of them. He's been a bench defender. That's what we brought him in for. We also brought in someone we've definitely had on trial in the past, Ayo Tanimowo. We brought him in basically as cover for both fullback positions, because as soon as Bowman got fit again, and just to confirm, he is fit again, Nathan Woodthorpe actually ended up picking up a knock as well. He's only just come back as well. Zane Westbrook, by the way, he's made like 1 appearance. Waste of money. But I'm really glad we did that, because getting in... Getting in Tanimowo was definitely a good thing because of the fact that we keep getting those guys injured. Fortunately, he is cup tied. Overton also suspended for this game, as is Will Evans. Will Evans, by the way, has been a beast at the back. Scored 6 goals alongside Wassell. Wassell, 4.5-star central defender, by the way. He's been a superstar. He's another one I really want to get proper training into, because I'm a bit concerned about some of the stats dropping, but he is absolutely our star player. He's wanted by Grimsby. Grimsby Town, by the way, that's Dartford, Stu. You're not looking at Dartford, you're looking at Grimsby. Grimsby Town, by the way, in League 2, the league above us. So he's definitely a League 2 defender. He's better than where we're at, and we're proud to have him. But none of that matters, because we're here for the game against Chelmsford City, and this is the 11 we're going to be using. It's Berry in goal, Cisse, Wassell, Tizard and Williams in defence, Taylor, Dowling and Turner in the midfield, with Raymond and Colson supporting Big Joe up front. Couple of things to mention. Big Joe has been on fire, but recently not so much. Actually, to be fair, it was only the last game he didn't play well. He had a really good spell of 3 games there. 23 goals of the season. He's doing really well. Colson's been up and down. He's doing pretty well. But again, George Dowling is the star of the show. 21 assists. That man likes to pass the ball. Let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get all 3 points. I will apologise as well. I know the last episode had a few of them in, but if I do put random cuts in, rather than apologise each time for it, I'm going to apologise now. I still have this cold. It's still giving me a bit of a cough. It's getting better, but it's still getting annoying. Also annoying is the fact that I forgot to change these settings, so give me a moment. I'll just get this set up properly. There we go. That should be better. That should be all set up. We'll just have to wait for a highlight to properly see. Yep, that looks about fine to me. And we start things off with a highlight to us. Excellent. Is that Connor Essam in the defence? I think it is. Former defender of ours, Connor Essam, who was our... I don't think he was our captain. I think he was our vice-captain last season. Good to see him still playing. Good to see that he made the jump to National League, actually. Very, very happy to see him. It is Connor Essam. Bless him. I wonder how he's doing. He actually doesn't look that bad. Actually doesn't look that bad. He looks like the level of player I would consider signing if I was in need for an emergency centre-back. I don't need one anymore. And to be honest, the ones we've got I think are better. And I'm a bit concerned because we've gone a goal down. That's not ideal. I'm saying he's made it to National League. I don't actually know. I don't know whether Chelmsford are in the National League. This is still on. Hang on a moment. Knew I'd forgotten to do something. And I'd forgotten to change that back. So we've got that back to the way that it probably was. Can't remember whether it was actually. Are they in National League? They're National League South, so he didn't make the jump. He actually stayed where he was. But he's competing in the FA Trophy. And unfortunately for us, he's gone a goal ahead. The swine. How dare he? How dare he turn his back on us? Right, let's see if we can get going and get ourselves an equaliser. We've gone behind in a few games this season, but we have got a habit of turning things around and getting goals back relatively quickly. The question is, will this be one of those games? Or will this be one of those games where we don't actually do it and we look a bit silly trying to do it? Dunn flicks it onto absolutely no one. Vontae Williams gets on the end of it. Vontae Williams has stepped things up actually in the rest of the season. He has looked pretty good. Not been spectacular, but he's looked good enough. He's looked like the type of player that we expected we were going to sign. Big ball over the top. Berry collects. Big ball forward from Berry, looking for Big Joe. Big Joe can't get on the end of it, but again, what I love about Dowling is he never gives up. Same as Colston. That was lovely from Colston. And Big Joe's in here. And even though Big Joe doesn't like big games, Big Joe has scored in a big game. And it is 1-1. And we are level. That is perfect. That is the best response we could have had. And we do level the tie. It went to a replay in the last round. We played Kings Lynn and we really struggled to get past them. And that highlight speed is very, very quick. I don't actually know whether I can adjust that. Can I adjust that? Can I adjust the speed? I don't think I can. Let's click on this. Can I click it on here? Give me a moment. Let me have a look. Yes, apparently I can. You go to there and you change it there. All is well. No one worry. Everything's absolutely fine. Just wait for this to change the skin. Really should have checked this before we actually started the game, really, shouldn't I? Hopefully changing this in the middle of a match doesn't break the match. If it does... Oops. There we go. It took a little while, but... as you can see, speed looks a little bit more palatable. It might still be a bit too quick, but still it's better than it was. And we are now level. We're very level in the game as well. So, going to be a tight one. Going to be interesting to see who's going to come out on top here. Obviously, we would prefer it to be us. We are, after all, in the league above. But as we discussed many, many times, the gap between the National League, North and South, and the National League, I think it's unfair to say that there isn't a big gap. But I think it's a gap that's marginal compared to the teams. And Big Joe looking to get a second there. And that would have been absolutely delightful. I would have been up for that. And we have now got a throw in. Cisse, who really, purely because of the injury to Bowman and the fact that Bowman's not the best, has been outstanding this season. He's been not ever present, but certainly when he's been fit and when he's not been absolutely shattered, he has just been in the team and he's been absolutely superb. Huge ball forward. Doesn't catch anyone, goes straight to their defence, and they launch it forward as well. But Wassell challenges in the air, wins it. Dowling tries to get the pass through to Raymond, eventually does so. Raymond now out wide, gets it back to Dowling. Dowling into Big Joe, puts it in the back of the net. I've got a feeling this is going to get disallowed. I'm waiting for it. There we go. That looked like it was offside. It very much was offside. It was offside by a country mile, if we're being completely honest. And while it would have been a lovely goal for Big Joe, it is not. And it remains 1-1, which is absolutely fine. As long as we continue to play well, the goal will come. I am confident of that. And we're going to go in half-time at 1-1. We'll give everyone a bit of a praise. We're just going to tell Cisse to calm himself down. Izzard needs to step his game up a little bit, as does Taylor, as does Dowling. I've been bigging Dowling up and he's not really played that well today. Hopefully he steps things up. Raymond as well has not been great. Let's just go out there. We won't make any changes just yet. We'll demand a bit more from the boys and hopefully they will deliver. Right, Dowling. Chance to redeem himself. He's very, very good at these corners. And he was there, and Jaden Raymond is there on the line to tap it in, but it's been disallowed. I was about to say that was very, very close to the goal, and it has been disallowed, and it is 2 disallowed goals for us. It is still 1-1. That doesn't fill me with a lot of faith, if I'm honest, but it's fine. We'll demand more from the boys again. And we'll just see whether we can push on a bit more. But we are going to consider making a few changes any minute now. I want to see whether we'll get a last highlight in before the 70th minute. We will not. Let's have a look at those changes. And immediately, I'm looking at the midfield and thinking, to be fair, actually, they've stepped things up a little bit. I am looking at Ethan Wassler. He looks shattered. I wouldn't normally take him off. But Henry Williams has been okay coming on as a sub. Famous last words, I know. We might take Dowling off and we might... See, the problem is, who do we take him off for? We could bring Livermore on. But I think I'd rather bring Raymond into the middle, because he can play there pretty well. And, see, I'm now debating, do we go 2 up top? Do we just go 2 up top and try and brute force it? I think we will. We'll keep the tactic the same, but we're going to go 2 up top. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring Dowling off. He's going to come off in the striker position. We'll move you guys around where we need you. You normally come back over here. Dowling can come off for Lloyd or Cadell. We'll bring Lloyd on. Lloyd, I think, prefers to be... Well, he prefers to be an advanced forward, so we'll have him. And Big Joe can be the poacher, and we'll have those two playing that way round. Hopefully, they'll be able to get some business done. That works for me. Hopefully. We'll find out. Let's see whether we can get something with that. Let's just encourage the boys. We've got the best part of 15 minutes left in the game. Got a very good team. Very good team for this level, apparently. We've spent a pittance on it, but it is a very good team. And we've immediately let their forward go through. But he has passed it backwards. That's given us a bit of time to try and counter it a little bit. Just whip it in, but Taylor's there. Turner's there as well. They launch it forward looking for Big Joe, but cannot get to him. We do have a gap between our midfield and strikers. That is a problem. If we'd have had an attacking midfielder in, they probably would have been able to solve that. And we somehow managed to defend it. It wasn't the most convincing defending I've ever seen, but Vontae Williams does manage to keep it away. And we are into the final period of the game. We'll go attacking. I thought we had gone attacking. I forgot to do that. That's on me. Do we make any final changes? We've got 1 left. And Raymond hasn't had the best of games. I was going to move him into the middle, but I think actually we'll bring Kadua on. Kadua can be the winger. Put him as that. And we'll change Turner. Like being a playmaker, so we won't actually. James Taylor, I don't think likes being. We'll put into a deep line playmaker on defence, see whether we can start playing a little bit. But we'll go with that as our final set for the game. We'll see if that final change can help anything. Kadua has been a decent player for us this season. Let's see whether we can avoid a replay or even extra time. Right, Williams gets to Turner. Turner gets it into Kadua, and Kadua scuffs it. He scuffs it. What an opportunity that is. Highlight's not finished though. Henley's on the ball still, launching it forward, looking to get it to Ruff. He does, who gets it down to Rollinson. Rollinson into Carline. Can a defender get over? He kind of has, and Berry is there to collect it. And we've managed to survive that one. Now, is the highlight going to continue? No, it is not. Do get a new highlight, though. Alfie Lloyd running forward, loses the ball almost immediately. I'm really surprised he's still here, to be fair. Right, Williams launches it forward, looking for Big Joe. Doesn't find him. And Lloyd is in, and Lloyd skies it. Oh, we had the chance. He had the chance. He absolutely had the chance, but didn't take it. Right, Big Joe now. Gets it out wide. Looking for Kadua. Can't get there. Robinson is there. Going to try and look to get forward, maybe. Gets it to Cooper. Cooper launches it forward to Ruff. Tizard completely miscues his header, but we managed to win possession back somehow. And the game jutters there. Didn't like that at all. And we've lost possession again. Rollinson now, but Coulson gets it off of him, but loses possession again. This is end-to-end stuff at the moment. It's in, but we get the ball, launched it forward, looking for Lloyd. Big Joe flicks it on to absolutely no one. Colin Assam, the former Dartford man, of course, gets it all the way back to their goalkeeper. Highlight is still going here. They launch it forward, looking for Ruff. Williams heads it to Kadua. Kadua gets it into Lloyd. Is Lloyd going to have a second chance here? He does, and he puts it in, and it is finally 2-1, and it's 2-1 to Dartford. And my mouth is really, really dry, and I don't have a drink on me, so I'm just going to have to suffer through this. And all of a sudden, I mean, that match speed is woeful for the replays. I'm going to sort that out after this game, because that is absolutely hilarious how quick that is. Right, Vontae Williams to Turner. See if we can seal things with a third goal. It would be quite nice. But if we can just keep it as it is, I'll be really, really happy. I thought, after all of that, I thought good old Alfie Lloyd was going to... I say it's Alfie. I mean, I'm calling him Alfie Lloyd. Is his name Alfie? Or have I made it up? Someone's dead on the floor. Is it Kadua? I think it's Kadua. I mean, Kadua wasting time like an absolute G there. And he's just waiting on the side there. Cesar's going to take the throw. We are down to 10 men as a result of that. I think it was Kadua. Can't click him. It is Kadua. Kadua currently not in the game. Big Joe can't get through because of the defender. Sam goes back to the goalkeeper. We are near the end of added time here. I would like to see the final whistle any moment now. Then we're back to a full complement of players finally. Tizard heads it to Kadua. Kadua gets it to Lloyd. Lloyd back to Kadua. Kadua just about retains possession. Big ball forward to Alfie Lloyd. If it is indeed Alfie, I can't actually remember. I've got Alfie from somewhere. Whips in, looking for Big Joe. Can't find him. It's out to Coulson. There's added time because of the goal and because of the stoppage because of Kadua. It's whipped in. Turner was looking to get his head on the end of it, doesn't, but Kadua's going to retain possession here, but Robinson gets it, launches it backwards. For us it was backwards, for them it was forwards, but it doesn't matter because we're through to the next round. And breathe. That was glorious. That, I honestly, end-to-end games like that are so satisfying when you get through them. I don't even care they're a division below us. Don't even care. That table is utterly ridiculous. By the way, I do need to make a slight retraction on something I said in the last episode. I do believe, where are they? I do believe I said that York, I might have said it, I'm not too sure. I think I said York had got promoted with us last season. I was thinking of Bath. York have been in the National League for a couple of years. Just to quickly show you. Yeah, so it wasn't them. It was Bath I meant. I don't know why I thought it was York. Forgive me. Don't know whether we played York last season in the FA Trophy or the FA Cup. Maybe we did. I'm not too sure. But that is a very, very good win. Gets us through to the next round. Gets us through to the... That'll be the quarterfinals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there'll be 4 teams on each side of the draw. Gets us through to the quarterfinals. That'll be pretty good. So, I'm going to go forward the next 7 days. We'll get to the Chesterfield game. Chesterfield, who did beat us earlier in the season, by the way. And we'll see whether we can get revenge. Fingers crossed we can. Back for the game against Chesterfield. And this is going to be the 11 that we're going to be using. It's mostly unchanged, I'm not going to lie, but we're going to read through it anyway. It is Berry in goal, Cisse, Wassell, Tizard and Williams in defence. Page, Dowling and Turner in the midfield with Kadura and Coulson supporting Big Joe up front. I've actually made a last-minute decision. No, I haven't actually, because he's still suspended. I wanted to use Will Evans because actually he's been the better partner to Ethan Wassell. But Tizard will keep his place because we don't have any other options. Have I done opposition instructions? Well, I have now. Right, let's see whether we can get past Chesterfield. Unlike how we did not get past them in the earlier game in the season. That was a terrible sentence to do. Come on now, use your words. Hopefully we can get a win, or at least not lose, because if we have a 100% loss record against them, I'm not going to lie, I will be very sad. I'll be very sad indeed. Let's see what we can do, shall we? Ethan Wassell starting things up as our captain here, and hopefully we get a bit of a better outing from Dowling, because he didn't have the best of times last time out. We'll see whether Big Joe can do stuff as well. It started off pretty average, to be honest with you. No highlights whatsoever. I will just change this because it gets on my nerves every time we have a cup competition, just to show that Chesterfield are right behind us in the table. So if we don't get past them, in the nicest way, they are a team who we are kind of rival against at this point of the season. Right, launched up forward. Coulson manages to get it down. Gets absolutely taken out there by the player. But apparently that's not worth a free kick by this referee. Alright, one of the games I did just before I started this video, actually. I kind of went in two-footed on the referee. I'm expecting if I do that anymore, things will go relatively badly. 1-0 ahead, by the way. Big Joe gets the ball in the back of the net. Turner with the assist. That'll do. If we can get a couple more of those, I'll be very happy. Not just because it's against Chesterfield, mostly because it's against Chesterfield. Coulson gets it to Turner. Turner just gets past Scully. Beautifully drives into the box, just toe pokes it to Big Joe, and Big Joe actually puts it under the goalkeeper and makes it 1-0. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll take that. That'll do. I don't need to see whether it was close to being offside. It wasn't offside, that's the main thing, and we lead by a 1-0. But Chesterfield starts with a high line. I can't remember how the last game went. I know we lost 3-2, but I can't remember whether we scored first. They scored first. I've got a feeling they battered us and then we got a couple of late goals to make it look better than it was, but I could be misremembering that. That could be another game. Dowling goes for the worldie, but just can't quite get the right connection. Goes across the floor and goes wide, but good to see Dowling and Turner both doing reasonably well in this game. It is half-time, however, and it is still only the 1, but 1 is obviously indicative of us being ahead. So I'll take that. You've not been good enough. Anyone else at the same? No one else has been that bad. We'll just tell Page and Tizard and Kadua that they need to step up their game. And yeah, they reacted okay. Right, we'll go back into the second half and we'll see how we do before we make any changes. Kadua and Coulson are the 2 people who I'm looking at who we might decide to bring off. Can't remember who we've got on the bench, but I think we have got options for both of those positions. At least one of them, maybe both. Right, Coulson gets it back to Williams. Williams, big ball looking for Kadua. And Kadua makes it too. And I don't think Kadua's coming off. That'll do. What a cross that was by Vontae Williams. That is what I've wanted to see from him all season. We know he's a good attacking fullback option. We know he's that. We signed him from Crystal Palace because he has the potential to be a good forward-thinking fullback. And what a cross that is from him there. Superb. Kadua's movement's great. Just manages to get it into the part of the goal that the keeper can't get to. And we lead by a couple of goals. Happy, happy days. Again, I don't need to see a stinking onside or offsides because we know it's onside. You gave the goal. It's not been a classic game looking at those match stats by any stretch of the imagination. I don't really care about that. As long as we win, I'm not bothered. Right, Coulson's going to have to come off. Agent Coulson has not done a great job today, it has to be said. So we're going to bring Raymond on. We'll see how he does. Tempted to try and bring on Alfie Lloyd, but we won't do that. Instead, Page is going to come off. Livermore's going to come on in the midfield. We're going to play him as a defensive midfielder. In fact, no, he wants to be a ball winner, so we'll give him the ball winning midfielder job. Even though he's not really got the stats for it, it's what he prefers to play. So we'll give him that opportunity. And we'll just play the last few minutes before we make any more changes. I'm looking at players who are low on fitness more than anything, and I think that's where we'll go. I think Harry Williams, again, he's earning more and more minutes as time goes on. We'll give Ethan Wassell a bit of a break, and he will come on in his place. Williams has actually been a decent addition to the team. I actually might try and loan him back next season if he continues like this. He starts to drop off and look terrible. Obviously, we'll rethink that. But as it stands, he's been pretty good for us. So, fair play to him. Fair play indeed. Right, Henderson launches it forward, looking to get it onto someone. And actually, we could be about to concede a goal here. We don't get many clean sheets, and we're not going to get one today because Adam George has gone and made it 2-1, which is a bit of a frustration because we were looking pretty decent. But Berry, again, he's a good goalkeeper, but every now and then he does something like that. And I'm a little bit concerned now that they have got another highlight. Say they've got another highlight, we've got another highlight, but it's turned into a they. Berry does smother the ball and has it, and I would quite like him just to hold on to it for a little bit here and pick his pass properly rather than just lump it up the field. Probably means he's going to lump it up the field. He lumps it up the field. Dowling, wow, it's a miss header from Harriers, completely misses it, and it's Dowling who gets it to Big Joe, and Big Joe toe pokes it in and does make it 3-1. Dowling gets another assist. Big Joe gets another goal. We get another win. And I'm a happy chappy. Perfect. I mean, Harriers, that's awful from him. That's defending I'd expect to see from us. But we do lead by 3-1. It keeps us in third place. And somehow the game is not over. We have yet another highlight. We start off with it. Doesn't mean it will end up with us. It's a big ball over the top, looking for Big Joe. Shackelford manages to get onto it instead. And now they go again. But Tizard heads it out wide. Unfortunately, it doesn't really go anywhere. Now it's with Raymond. Raymond to Turner. Turner looking for options. Big ball over the top, looking for Dowling. He's actually found Big Joe. And Big Joe, has he got a hat-trick? Has he got a hat-trick? I mean, one of the players is bowing. I don't blame him. I feel like bowing. I think that might be his hat-trick. It's his hat-trick. Big Joe, and he has scored another hat-trick recently as well. It's the game he got sent off in. A lovely pass. Dowling looks like the man who's going to get onto it, but Big Joe realises he's not offside and pops it in the back of the net. And we end up winning 4-1. Don't really care about the clean sheet now. We've won 4-1. That'll do. That'll do plenty. Good result. Very happy with the result. Very happy with how we played. Defensively, yeah. But I'll definitely take that. And that puts us on 66 points. We're level with second place Aldershot. And Halifax still at the top of the table on 70 points. We're only 4 points off the top. Only 4 points off the top. We couldn't, could we? We still got to play Halifax. We couldn't. No. No, there's no way. No. No, playoffs. Playoffs is fine. We'll be fine with playoffs. Playoffs is absolutely superb. I mean, we couldn't. Big Joe again with a hat-trick, though. I mean, let's just quickly have a look at his form, because his form... Oh, my word. Have a look on here. I got it wrong about the hat-trick. It wasn't Big Joe. It was Overton who got the hat-trick in the game and who got sent off. But Big Joe still has had a great record. I mean, so many goals. He had this period here where he was an unused sub. And that's a period where if we have a quick nose at Overton, Overton was absolutely flying. I mean, you can see they kind of fill in the gaps to each other. There's that hat-trick there, but he still scored plenty of goals himself. The fact we've got two strikers scoring at the rate that they are is absolutely superb. I mean, he scored 19 in the league for us this year. We've got him, who scored 19. Bearing in mind, he's only started 13 games. We've got Big Joe, who scored 20 from 18. I mean, neither of them are on the goal-scoring charts as far as I can think of. But I do think together they would be. The fact that we've got two strikers who are doing that is sensational. Unfortunately, Tom Scully at Chesterfield in that last game, despite the fact that they lost and got battered, has now gone ahead of Dowling as the best player in the league. Dowling, by the way, onto 19 assists for the season, which is absolutely ridiculous. Dylan Berry, in case you're wondering, is actually joint 11th on the clean sheet chart. He's got 9 clean sheets this season from 31 appearances. To be honest with you, that's not that brilliant, if I'm honest. Right, now we have to decide when we are going to be back. Part of me wants to say we'll just go through to the end of the season, but again, we're through to the quarterfinals of the FA Trophy against Notts County, who did beat us last time we played them. How did we do against Notts earlier in the season? I feel like we might have beaten them. We beat them 3-2. So I actually think that is quite a spicy game to come back for. So we'll come back for that game and Oldham Athletic. We'll come back for those two. No, we won't. We'll come back for Notts County and Halifax Town. Top of the table, Halifax Town. We'll come back for those two games. And then we'll come back for the final 2 games of the season. Sorry, I felt a burp building up then and it disappeared. So, that's the plan. Next episode, part 11, Notts County and Halifax. And then part 12, Barnet and Eastleigh, unless we get through to the FA Trophy final. If we get through to the FA Trophy final, we might try and squeeze that in somewhere as well. Sounds like a plan to me. Hopefully you guys agree. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, again, please remember to leave a like on there for me. And do subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of the Football Manager content coming your way very soon. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.